Lithuania. Hello, everybody. This is the Basketball Champions League. It's the playoffs round of 16 game in Klaipeda. It's between Neptunas Klaipeda and Hapoel Jerusalem. Well, this will be the first of two games between these two sides. The return leg will be played next week. Here is the road to the Final Four for all the teams. You see up in that upper left-hand corner there is Neptunas and Jerusalem. The winner will advance to face the winner of Prometheus and Iberostar Tenerife. As we look at the teams warming up, Neptunas Klaipeda didn't even know if they were going to make it this far, but here they are against Hapoel Jerusalem, one of the preseason favorites really to get to the Final Four. And Prometheus Patras also tipping off in about 30 minutes. They will be at home in Greece against Iberostar Tenerife. Hapoel Jerusalem winning 12 of their 14 games in the regular season. They finished second behind Ike in Group C, who were also 12-2, but won the head-to-head on goal differential. Neptunas, meanwhile, finished third, and more about that in a second. You look at Hapoel Jerusalem, Amari Stoudemire, Tamir Blatt has been a real sensation this year. Demetrius Conger, Lior Eliyahu, Bar Timur, Yogev Ohayon, James Feldine, one of the top players in this competition, Deshaun Butler, Josh Owens, and all the way down the list, and we'll get a look at their starting five. But first, we'll also take a look at this Neptunas Klaipeda team. It's coached by Kazas Metsvidas. Lorenzo Williams, Laminas Kisielius, Thomas Delinakaitis, Levinskas, Olisavicius, Seamus Galdikas, Gitas Mashulis, Kyle Weaver, Laurinius Beliauskas, Davidus Galius, Alice Dombrauskas, and Jeray Grant, who at the season ended today would no doubt get some MVP votes for everything that he's done consistently. But Katash is the coach of Hapoel Jerusalem, and this is the moment of truth really for both of these teams. You've got effectively two seasons. You've got the regular season, then you've got the crazy season, the playoff season, the do-or-die season. You need to go out and win your ties in advance. Doesn't matter what you've done to this point. Now is the time when you've got to come out and take care of business. You've been playing all season to get to the playoffs. Now that you're here, there's only one thing in mind. It's to win your games by as many points as possible, especially for a team like Hapoel. They don't want to go back home trailing from the first leg. And certainly Neptunas, they need to take an advantage back to Jerusalem. They'll be thinking to give themselves a realistic shot of advancing to the next phase of the competition, to the quarterfinals. There's Feldine. We saw Stoudemire, Josh Owens, Jacoven Brown, so also the coach of Israel's national team, having done a magnificent job really in European qualifiers. Israel went into their last game with a chance, not a big chance, of qualifying for the World Cup. They didn't make it, but certainly all positives from their standpoint. Their youngsters got a lot of experience, and Kadish had a lot to do with that. Put a lot of faith in those guys, and just as he's done with this Hapoel Jerusalem team. But they will face a Neptunas team that knows it can play really with anybody in this competition, if they're turning on all cylinders. Lorenzo Williams, Kisielius, Delanakaitis, a big-time Lithuanian national team player over the years. So Neptunas are going to come into this game, and they will be playing with some confidence, having won 4 games in a row to finish the season. They won at Strasbourg, and then they won at home against Petro Olympia. They hit the road, went to Patras, and won at Prometheus, 82-69, and then they finished things off on February 6th with a win over Midi Bayreuth, 83-73. Now, they beat Segafredo Virtus Bologna 88-85, and they almost beat them in the first game, leading for 3 quarters before finally succumbing in the fourth and losing 83-78. But this is a team that they bounced back and they won against Besiktas. Of course, that was before Besiktas started playing well, but nevertheless, that was a famous scout. So this Neptunas team, they will be a handful for this Hapoel Jerusalem team. There you see it, founded in 1964. That is a long time ago, and every time this team plays here, you feel the passion and the love from the fans. The referees tonight, Johan Rosso in the middle from France, Saverio Lanzarini on the right from Italy, and Germany's Carsten Straub from on the left. And we'll also get a look at the starting lineups. So it'll be Feldine, Butler, Owens, Thomas, and Blatt. Tamir Blatt in the starting lineup for Hapoel Jerusalem. Oded Katash, the head coach. And no doubt they will be aware of what happened yesterday. There were 3 round of 16 games played, and Umanorai Venezia hit the road, went to Nizhny Novgorod, having had a superb regular season and lost by 23 points. So that was really a wake-up call for all the teams that had great regular seasons. Lorenzo Williams, Gitas Machulis, Kyle Weaver, Galius, and Jere Grant in the starting 5 for Neptunas. There's Kazis Mexvitas.
Let's start from you. Let's start to attack Vlad. First, from one side. Let's go pick and roll in the back. Then after I want to play, I will say to you Spanish, but from this side. They will hand off Spanish to the screen. Okay? Start from one side, one side. Go! Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. Fast, right. Defense, let's go.
So just minutes away from the start of this round of 16 tie between Neptunas Klaipeda and Hapoel Jerusalem. Second game between these sides will be played next week in Jerusalem next Wednesday. Well, hello everybody and welcome to Lithuania. We are in Klaipeda. This is Basketball Central. It's the Basketball Champions League, and it is the first leg of the round of 16 tie between Hapoel Jerusalem and the dark uniforms and Neptunas Klaipeda in the white. And first miss for Hapoel, and here's driving in was Weaver, and he was denied at the rim. And Gytis Masulis reaches in and commits a foul. Gytis Masulis, one of the many youngsters that's come out and had nice years in the Basketball Champions League. Deshaun Butler gets the first two of the game here for either team, for Hapoel Jerusalem. And Lorenzo Williams misses from deep. Now Felding. And this time, going up and scoring is Thomas in the lane. So he gets his first two. And a quick 4-0 lead here for the visitors. Long shot from Kyle Weaver. Stays out. And if we see another basket here from Hapoel, wouldn't be surprised to get a timeout from Neptunas. Tamir Blatt puts his shot up no good. Strong rebound there for Thomas. Gets it back to Blatt. Bounce pass. Owens scores with the left hand. One of the high flyers in the Basketball Champions League, without a doubt, Owens. Plays the game above the rim. Almost a turnover there. Grant. And Grant, in fact, perhaps fortunate not to turn it over. It looked like the ball might have gone off his leg, but only 3.7 seconds remains here on the shot clock. So on the replay, that might have been the case, in fact. Williams gets it to Masulis. He's got to launch it. He does. And Grant not able to get the rebound, bats it out to Felding. And Butler gives it over to Blatt. Blatt high. Oh, and the first alley-oop dunk of the game by Owens. Look at this. 8-0 for Hapoel. And it's time to hop on over to the bench for both of these teams, as Neptunas have to burn a timeout.
What is our offense? What is our offense, I'm asking?
Hard, we play hard, but it's not right.
All the rest offense. Be aggressive, fucking you scared now. Play basketball, it's our homework. Defense, one screen, so do something, switch.
Early shooting numbers.
Mike is open, other guy open. Butler and this one. Let's go for switch everything, aggressive switching. Listen up, switch everything defensively. Offensively.
5-1 in favor of the rebounds. That's a problem already here for Neptunas. The Neptunas clearly saying, listen guys, you're scared of him. Get out there and play basketball. And Owens emphatic with that alley-oop jam. He has got some pops. So coming out of the timeout, Neptunas looking for their first basket of the game. And Owens kicks it, so they'll put 14 on the shot clock. That's clearly the case. And Williams puts it up from deep. Grant challenged for the rebound. He's out of bounds, and in fact, it's going to be Neptunas' ball. So a new 14, and Daly's misses from the wing, and seems to be going from bad to worse right now to Neptunas. So the same thing happened last night. Ike had a huge first quarter playing at Pauk, and Pauk were never able to claw it all the way back before losing by 9. And long jump shot from Thomas, or excuse me, again from Butler. Apologies. Agalius. And Masulis fouled while attempting the three-pointer by Butler, Sean Butler. So Masulis with an opportunity here to get his team on the board. This happens so many times. You see the guys go out, want to get a hand in the face, and just a little bit of contact, that's all it takes. So this trip to the line could not have come at a better time for Neptunas, who was searching for their first points. And Masulis deep with that attempt. A nightmare start here for the home team. Takes his time and finally gets it to go, and fans breathe a sigh of relief. I think they were starting to worry a little bit. And he makes 2 of 3. Let's see if that turns things around for the home team. A little bit of full court pressure. Blatt able to get it over to Thomas, and now Felding puts it up from deep. Again, Hapoel get the rebound, put it up, and I'll tell you what, those second chance points already a factor in this game. Galius has it knocked out of his hands. Blatt. And Thomas flies in and scores. Sneaking in there, almost taken away from Williams, who passes up the jumper and goes in, scores with a drive. Opted to go for the higher percentage shot. Not a bad idea. Felding is the game day player of the week on one occasion this season. Williams over to Grant, soft touch, and still doesn't get his first basket. Alley-oop, and the second alley-oop jam put in by Owens. Goodness me. It's about as easy a 2 points as you're ever going to get. Alias goes off 1 foot. Back to a 10-point deficit now. See if Neptunas can finally get a stop here and get a rebound. Some of the problem is getting the rebounds. Blatt for 3, short, and now a chance to run. And Masulis takes his time, lays it up and in. Alley-oop, another one, and this time it was Thomas. Blatt getting the ball up the floor quickly. Now Williams drills the three-pointer. Thomas hands it off to Butler, who now gives it to Feldine. Now Blatt moves to his left and gets it to go. Shooters roll. And comes up a little gimpy, like maybe he's I don't know, putting his hands on his right hand, on his right quad. Jump shot off target now. Now Blatt again pushes it to Thomas. And they've had more dunks tonight than perhaps dunks that have been made in this entire round of 16. It's been a dunking show, and they've already got 23 points. Butler picks up his second foul. So he will go to the bench. Well, the Savage just comes off the bench and checks in to try to spark his team. Coming in for Hapoel, you've got Mari Stoudemire now in the game. And Demetrius Conger, number 7. Seamus Galdicus, who's checked in, not able to catch that pass. Conger bumped as he gets in the lane, loses it, and then Delanakaitis, who's come into the game, is fouled. Also in number 44, Dombrovskis. Taking the ball to the floor. And another foul on Hapoel on Yogev Ohayon, who's getting his first minutes. Neptunas fans enjoying the moment here, trying to spark the team. Laimanis Kisielius backs up his man, Jacob and Brown. Had a good look, didn't finish. Jacob and Brown brings it across midcourt now. Ohayon, and now a hold. Called against Neptunas, and they really do seem almost a little intimidated going up against Hapoel here in this first quarter. I think the coach is right. Although that was Galdicus trying to box out and raising his arms. Gets it to Stoudemire. Stoudemire puts it up and just clangs it off the backboard. Now Dombrovskis pushes it up quickly. Over to Delinikaitis. Step back and then gets it to Galdikas, and the ball goes right through his hands. I'm pretty sure McSvitas would not have been displeased if Delinikaitis had actually put the three up, because he has shot it well this season. Thomas from deep, good box out that time by Galdikas. Now here he is, Delinikaitis, and rattles out. McSvitas looks at Rosso, the French referee, and says he was hit. But Rosso was right there. Now Brown puts it up. And again, another rebound. Here's Olasavicius. So we're in the final minute of a poor first quarter here for Neptunas. They're looking for something to give them a lift. Galdikas passes back over to Delinikaitis from the right corner, and it's good. And that gets that deficit back to single digits. And I'm not sure if there's a shot clock issue. Well, Neptunas used that as an opportunity to get Grant back in the game for Galdikas. Also, Thomas sits down for the first time after a great first quarter for him. Thomas with 8 points and 4 rebounds. Ohayon. Over to Brown. Will it be downtown, Jacob and Brown? And the Delinikaitis takes exception to the little push-off there at the end. And Delinikaitis was whistled for the foul. And that's really what that kind of attitude with Delinikaitis is what this Neptunas team needs right now. They need to show a little bit of fight. And now Laminas Kisielius picks up Neptunas' 4th foul. Well, they would have liked to have run a little bit more time off the clock. Delinikaitis goes out now. Here's the applause, and is replaced by Slavinskis. Brown, he's going to step back. And that's how it finishes the first quarter. Oh, and a little bit of afters there on Conger, throwing his left forearm at Olasavicius as he goes over to the bench. And I'm just wondering if they're going to call it technical. Definitely a little bit of bad blood here. I think if they look at that on the replay, Conger's going to get a technical. I think it was Conger. Here are the numbers for the first quarter. And interestingly, well, they're talking about it. What they saw, I don't know if he was prompted by Olasavicius. Interesting when you look at already in this game, statistically anyway, Tyler Blatt has 5 assists to go with his 3 points. So he's had a great first quarter. And as I said, Thomas has 8 points, Josh Owen 6 points. And Deshaun Butler has those 4 points. Here's some of the highlights at the end of the here at the end of the first quarter. You could feast your eyes on. Blatt was just really pulling all the strings at point guard. And they got out to a 10-0 lead before Masulis hit a couple of free throws. But it was a very poor first quarter indeed for the home side. Still waiting to see if there's actually going to be a call. Nothing as of yet. Delanakaitis, much needed three-pointer for Neptunas there in the right corner. And looks like nothing is going to be called. So it surprises me. I would have thought that something would have been called there, but clearly the referees have done the right thing by putting their heads together and talking about it, and they've decided that maybe it looked worse than it actually was. Delanakaitis puts up another three, and Ola Savage just gets the rebound, and then Amari Stoudemire got the block. And an offensive foul called on Stoudemire. So Stoudemire running down the floor, charges into Delanakaitis, who no doubt was looking to get something like that. He's now being guarded by Blatt, who's checked in, and now another block. Great block by Stoudemire, the second one already, and it's Kisielius who puts it up from deep. So Jacobin Brown hands it off. Felding. Well, if there's one thing we know about Stoudemire, he's going to block some shots tonight. Already tonight, Amari Stoudemire has 2 blocks. Now he's seeking clarity. Meanwhile, Felding goes to the line and takes it back to a 10-point lead. Felding rabbles him in. Interesting to see if he plays for the Dominican Republic, who qualified for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. He played in 2014. Here's Grant, gets it in, and boy, going up against Stoudemire, had his shot altered. He's had a very poor start tonight, Jerry Grant. And Grant is called for the kick. If they can't get Grant going, it's going to be a long night. Masulis with 4 points, Lorenzo Williams has 5, and Delanakaitis 3. That's all the scoring for Neptunas. And Grant saves it before it goes out of bounds. Dombrovskis. Good job getting back on defense by Hapoel. And now Felding reaches in and commits the foul. He looked like he didn't agree with the call, but then he's like, yep, I did it. Watch this. He's trying to get around Grant. Reached up, threw some contact. And Kyle Weaver comes back in for Dombrovskis. As Delanakaitis goes out as well. He always hears the applause when he goes out. So not Dombrovskis. Yeah, they've got to get some offense as well from Weaver. He's a playmaker. Here he is. And this is with the jumper from the line. Stoudemire goes to work on Grant, loses it out of bounds, but the referee says it went off of Grant. That was close. back in the game. The intensity level's got to come up for Neptunas. Felding. Now Brown's shot clock about to expire. He gets his shot blocked by Grant. And that is a shot clock violation. Great defense by the Lithuanian club. Also tonight, Bamberg will be at home against Banvit, Antwerp against Lucan Murcia, and Nanterre will be hosting Besiktas. Yesterday, we saw Nizhny win convincingly over Umanorai Venezia. Ike won at Hauk, Ike the defending champions, and NSB Le Mans were terrific. They drew with Virtus Bologna, 74 apiece. Oh, nice quick pass, well, and finished by Olasavicius. Grant might not be scoring yet, but he's helping out in other ways. He gets the block, and then he goes down and delivers the assist. Now back outside it goes to Felding. And Stoudemire almost got that ball back for his team. Now Dombrovskis takes it all the way, puts it high off the glass to avoid, I think, Thomas. And now another attempt from deep for Brown, and finally gets it to go. Downtown Jokovan Brown. And that time Grant's pass read by Thomas, who was able to get a foot on it, kick it out of bounds. Good minutes for Dombrovskis. He now goes to the bench, and Lorenzo Williams back in. Pass to Olasavicius. He thought about launching it. Instead, it's going to be Williams right off the bench, and Galdikas goes up for the rebound. And he was fouled by Stoudemire, who puffs and puffs and walks away. Now he's hearing it from the crowd, and he's also been slapped with a technical for protesting. Well, he's not doing himself any favors. I'm pretty sure his coach, Katash, doesn't want to see that. And now his assistants are having to restrain him a little bit. So how many technicals have we had here? He doesn't want to get another one, he'll be gone. So he was called for the personal there. You know, it doesn't matter if the ref is right or wrong. He doesn't want to be shown up. And I think Stoudemire probably took it one step too far there. So Lorenzo Williams will go to the line and make the technical free throw. Wait a minute, it looks like 2 technicals have been called. So he makes, still waiting for the confirmation. Because the rebound was by Galdikas. So also there was a bench technical, that's what it was. And boy, talk about a turnaround. All of a sudden, new life here for Neptunas. Olasavicius scores, and it's back to an 8-point game. And we'll see how this crowd responds, if they can really get this Neptunas team flying. Another, and the alley-oop pass, that's the answer from Hapoel, Blatt to Owens. I mean, Blatt is terrific with his distribution, but in fairness, just throw it anywhere near the rim, and you know Owens is going to go up and get it. That is one thing they have not solved. You got to keep Owens out of the lane. He's when they move over to double team and they leave Owens, he just goes straight to the rim. So Weaver gets his first point of the game. So I'm not sure who said what on the bench to get the technical, but certainly that has changed the complexion of the game just a little bit here. Now we got to see if Neptunas can take advantage. Felding. And once again, Hapoel get down the floor quickly and score. Good hands by Felding, almost forcing the turnover. Now Conger back in the game. And Thomas goes out. Williams has it. Gets it to Weaver. And to Gaudicus. And Gaudicus was fouled by Owens. So free throws for Gaudicus. 5:46. And this is Hapoel with those technicals. It's pushed them over the limit. And they are going to get some free throw opportunities here for the rest of the quarter. Gaudicus makes it a single-digit game again. What's the excitement on the faces of those Neptunas fans? Nice crowd here tonight in Klaipeda, watching this round of 16 basketball Champions League game between Neptunas and visitors Hapoel Jerusalem. And sure enough, Gaudicus goes to the line and makes two more. Jacob and Brown back in the game for Felding. Conger gets it over to Brown. Behind the back pass over to Butler. And that time, Olasavicius pulls it in, hands it off to Weaver, bounce pass to Williams. Oh, right idea, but Hapoel saw the pass coming and got back on defense. I'm not sure if it was Blatt. Somebody stuck a hand in there, knocked it off its original path. Foul called as Owens was posting up Williams. First foul on Williams tonight. So Dombrovskis comes back in for Williams. Fouls on Dombrovskis. He fouled Butler. So now they've got to put it up quickly. Conger from three. And Gaudicus brings it in. Olasavicius to the corner to Kisielius, but he was out of bounds. I think Matveidis is going to pull him out of the game. Put Neptunas back in. Also, Galius comes back in. So Olasavicius takes a seat. Well, it could certainly be worse for Neptunas, who had an awful start, but Hapoel still looked relatively comfortable here. Conger misses pretty much everything, just grazed the net. Now Dombrovskis goes down. The quick hands from Blatt almost gets him a steal. Weaver to Galdikas, puts it up and in, back to a 6-point game. And Katash decides he wants to talk things over with 4:09 to go here in the first half.
Guys, focus intensity, first of all. It's all about listen. Now we are big lineup. We want to bring number 9. Come on the key. Hey, look up for me. Listen up. We run special down.
Each team with 2 makes from deep, that's it.
Two pick and roll, George. Jeff gets him on the first one. You can do it.
Listen up. Open. I want to have Simas inside and 4 guys out now. So, Blatt on you. So, you play both from this
the guys
side.
coming from the bench have been
Davis,
pretty crucial
here.
for Neptunas thus
Pass
far.
here. Pass inside to
11 points.
Kyle. Flag to Thomas 2 times. Be ready. If no situation, play both. Okay.
Brown brings it up the floor as play resumes. Felding, right out of the timeout, misses with the 3. Dombrovskis. Galdikas gets it down low, follows it up and scores. Unbelievable, we've got a 4-point game again. Hapoel have really just kind of lost their momentum. And again, I think it all goes back to that technical. Blatt and the turnover. Oh, good play by Brown to get it back for Hapoel. Now Blatt puts it on the deck, puts it up and in. Wow, that was a great play by Brown and sloppy by Neptunas, who were trying to get the ball up the floor quickly. Weaver over to Neptunas. 3-pointer's good. I tell you what, you leave him open like that and just a free throw for him. But quickly to the other end, Owens. Nobody got back for Neptunas. Neptunas again, open, and he's fouled. He is an absolute star, Neptunas, with this Neptunas team. Talk about a leader. All that experience, and he plays with so much heart. And it's been so evident here in this first half. They were dead in the water, but he's come out and really helped them come to life. And the free throw is good, so Klaipeda now has 10 points. He's hit 3 threes. But quickly, Brown, boy, Hapoel, they respond quickly. Galius gets in the paint, goes off one leg, and it's good. Goes off foot, and it takes it back to a 1-point game. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half here in Klaipeda. Felding, alley-oop this time. Galius was there, but the ball fell for Thomas, and he missed a shot. Galius in the open floor, and should have held up even more. Brown drew the charge. Neptunas could have taken the lead. That would have brought the house down. He did slow up, Galius, but Brown did a good job of sliding in there and drawing the charge. Ohayon back in the game. Over to Owens and now to Brown. Brown's had the hot hand. He's going to put up another one. Shot clock down to 5. Over to Ohayon on the left. Oh, wow. A little bit of help from the basketball gods. Got some love on the rim there. Galius into Grant. Beautiful give and go, but the foul called on Thomas. Conger back in the game. And Grant, incredibly, has no points to this stage. He's missed 3 shots from the floor. And finally, stops the rock for him. We talk about a guy who had 8 double-doubles in points and rebounds during the regular season. Grant makes it again. Excuse me, he had combined for 13 plus points and 9 plus rebounds in 8 of his regular season games to Grant. Not 8 double-doubles. Almost though. Conger spins and scores. Jerusalem, Hapoel seemed to be getting some rhythm again. Pushing the ball up the floor quickly. That's when they're really doing a lot of damage now. In the first quarter, it was second chance points. And now Ohayon with a foul on Klaipeda and puts the veteran back on the line. 3 fouls on Ohayon, and he's seeking some clarity on that. And Klaipeda, I don't want to jinx him, but he's a great free throw shooter. And on the season, coming into this game, he was like 90+%. Makes 2 there. Excuse me, he was 87.1% coming into tonight. I know he was 90+% during the season, like 91, and he missed some. He's been good tonight from the line. 61 of 70 he had made before tonight. So Hapoel with about a 6-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Felding. Shakes and bakes. Good D from Grant. They've left him some time here. Neptunas, and Dombrowskis goes in, gets it to Galius for three. Boy, that would have brought the house down if he'd given his team the lead right at the end of the first half. Excellent comeback for Neptunas, spurred on by Neptunas. And it's game on, folks. Hapoel Jerusalem lead it 43-41 at halftime. See much better shooting inside the arc for Hapoel. 19 rebounds to 18 for Neptunas, so they're doing a better job on the boards now, Neptunas. Owens with those 10 points, most of those coming from dunks. And Neptunas has a game-high 12 points. Thomas with 8 first-quarter points. Williams has 7 points. So we will go to the highlights, and I think you noticed as well from an assist standpoint, Tamir Black already has 7 assists to go with his 5 points. So good game for the young point guard. So I'll let you enjoy these highlights. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
started the game 10-0. What were the reasons for such a great start?
I think we were focused defensively. We did a great job defensively, and we kept our flow on offense. Second quarter, we were struggling a little bit offensively. We need to go back to our good flow, but for us, the game is different.
After the first half, you have 2 points lead. What do you need to do to keep that lead?
Focus defensively, as I said, that's the main thing for us. We know that we are playing against a good team, very aggressive. We need to cut their cheap points, fast break points, and offensive rebound. That's our main goal. Thank you.
You had a very difficult start of the game. What were the main reasons for that?
I think of pressure, important game, playoff game, and pressure and bad defense. So we start to soften now. Now our goal to be more, to play more tough, to play aggressive, and start from defense.
After the first half, you have 2 points. You are down by 2 points. What do you need to improve?
First of all, defense, transition defense, be more aggressive defensively, control the board, and then resolve this.
Well, it's 43-41, Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem on top of Neptunas Klaipeda here at halftime, and it's been a tale of 2 quarters. Hapoel getting out to a 23-14 first quarter lead. Neptunas just not really playing well at all, lacking intensity and everything, but then they came out strong in the second quarter and outscored Hapoel 27-20. And actually had a chance to take the lead right at the end of the first half. But a three-point attempt from Davidus Galius did not go in. So here we have it. It's game on. Remember, it's effectively the first half of a game. You know, a round of 16 tie. You've got this game, and then you take this score and you add it to the score from the next game, and that's how you determine who's going to advance. So effectively, if one team is in front at the end of this one, you say they may have won the game, but really they have a lead. They have a halftime lead going into that second game of the tie. And we all know that Hapoel's fans are among the best in Europe, and that they will be roaring their team on when they host that next leg next week. So this Neptunas team, they showed a great fight to get back into it here in this first half, and they'll be looking to try to get a win here to take some type of lead to Jerusalem.
Hand off, we don't go to black. Too high, we don't go to black. A regular pick, we go to black. And after, we go to switch. Okay? First defense. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Box them out and back. Offense. Let's start, Lorenzo, for Kyle from this side, okay? Grease. Ball pick. Go wider. Here, Davis and Heat is simply exchange. Take down. If they switch, pass inside to Jane. Let's go. Fight, guys, fight.
Well, teams will make adjustments at halftime, and you know that the adjustment that Neptunas will be wanting to make is to shut down those alley-oop passes to Josh Owens from Tamir Blab. It's easier said than done, the way they defend. And Hapoel were well prepared. They've done this to a lot of teams all season long. And they've certainly had their share of slams, but Coach Katas was talking about the need to start playing better defense. Now the pass down low, and an offensive foul called on Owens, clearing out to catch the ball. Weaver went down like a sack of wheat. Look at this. Well, second foul on Owens. Not sure he was too enamored with the call, but rarely are the players enamored when fouls are called on them. And Weaver passes to Grant, who now is going to go up against Thomas. And hustling and getting the ball back. Good hustle from both teams, but in the end, Owens ends up coming with the ball when it's saved in bounds to him. Only for Felding's pass to Thomas to go behind it and out of bounds. Prometheus just shows you how difficult this competition is for the supposed heavyweights. Bearstar Tenerife losing by 11 at Prometheus in the first game there in the first half. And Monterey Venezia fell yesterday hard by 23 points at Nizhny Novgorod, so all bets are off in the playoffs. Good hands and the block. Now Butler. That block was trying to see who it's credited to, and Owens misses with a little jump hook. Now Williams gets in, and nice little action there from the rim and the backboard. Watch this. Soft release. Let's get it close. Tie game, and now a chance for Neptunas to take the lead. Masulis, no look pass to Williams. Neptunas are in front, and you wouldn't have thought that was possible the way this game started. Unbelievable. They trailed by as many as 12 points. So here they are now at 45-43. Butler takes it into the paint, and the ball stolen away by Neptunas. Weaver over to Masulis again, who lays it up and in. Neptunas alive and kicking. And again, the pass knocked away. Galius on the break to Williams, who this time decides to step back behind the arc. Felding catches it. And then Masulis gets into it. And an unsportsmanlike has been called on Masulis. I think. He got knocked down, and I think he retaliated. And I think that's what they're calling. Watch. He gets up. Oh no, it's on Butler for swinging at Masulis. Oh, that was an easy call for the ref. It happened right in front of him. Wait a minute. No, they're calling the foul on, incredibly, on Masulis. So obviously the ref didn't like the way that he got up. I'm surprised they wouldn't go look at that, because it certainly looked almost as if Butler threw his left arm into him. But anyway, the refs have a better viewpoint. I'd have to see it again, and the unsportsmanlike foul puts him on the line for 2. Max Vidas talking, arguing his case. Well, big sequence here. We saw the technicals that were called. It's not like Neptunas haven't had the benefit of any calls tonight. They certainly have, and you know, whether or not that was a great call or not, these things even out. But Blatt comes in and hits the jump shot. Yeah, my initial reaction watching it was that Masulis did get up quickly and retaliated. But then when I saw the replay, it looked almost like Butler was at fault. So I think the referee, again, had the better viewpoint. Grant over to Galius. And the rebound, and now Hapoel with a chance to go back in front. Butler back over to Blatt. Emotions running high right now. Now Blatt just trying to dribble the ball through his legs, loses it out of bounds. Weaver just goes right down the lane, weaving his magic. Butler misses from deep, and Galius has it. And again, the foul called on Thomas. Well, they've certainly come out and decided they want to attack the rim as much as possible, Neptunas. And how long will it be before we see Stoudemire come back into the game? Because that'll take care of some of those drives. Thomas has 3 fouls. And in fact, he has come back in. He comes in with 3 fouls. Remember, he got the technical, which took him over the limit, and that's why he left. And Conger also comes into the game. Well, Masulis, perhaps, even though he got the unsportsmanlike, I'm sure he's kind of won over some hearts here tonight with how he was really kind of getting into it there with Butler. He certainly came off worse for wear on that one. And Galius, meanwhile, goes to the line and makes the first free throw. Everybody talking about seeing this Hapoel team take on Tenerife, and the next round is the likeliest outcome. But the way it's going right now, both Neptunas and Prometheus are winning the games. Galius went up, tried to get a cheap one, and missed the shot. Oh, excellent play. Reaching in was Galdicus with the steal. The intensity level so much better. But perhaps Neptunas in too much of a rush. Williams could look at the love affair with those fans and the players. Oh, he kicked it up into row H. I hadn't seen that. So I wonder if Felding was asking why a technical wasn't called there for that. Anyway, 50-47. And it's Hapoel ball. Hapoel Jerusalem ball. Jacobs and Brown to Stoudemire. See if Hapoel try to get something going to the basket. And Stoudemire was coming out trying to throw one down. Certainly he's enjoying the moment here with these fans. He was fouled before he turned. Yep, that was a good call. You saw Galdicus give him a nudge out of bounds with his left forearm. And the three-pointer is good from Brown. Oh, actually, I think it was Butler who hit that one. Yeah, it was. Felding with the assist. Well, the Savage just over to Dombrovskis, wide open. And Felding with the rebound. So it's 50 apiece here. And a real humdinger. Excellent play by Weaver to get the block. Olasavicius. And the three-pointer by Galius, no. And the ball goes back to Hapoel. How long will it be before we see Neptunas re-enter the game? Well, we have our answer. Galius takes a seat. The effort was there by Galius, but he's just 2 of 8 from the floor. And compare that to Neptunas, who's 3 of 5 from three-point range. And Neptunas will be looking for some offense here from Neptunas. Savage is called for the foul. Well, it's games like this why you play basketball. You love to be in the thick of the battle, the heat. Everything riding on these 2 games for these teams to survive and advance. Felding drives in, hangs in the air, and missed the shot. Weaver now looks up the floor. Pulls up for 3. And Olasavicius just reaches around and commits Neptunas' 4th foul. I sometimes think Neptunas are in a little bit too much of a hurry. Tenerife being destroyed right now by 16 points at halftime at Prometheus. Jacob Brown. His pass into Stoudemire, who gets blocked from behind. The ball goes back outside to Felding, who finally nails the three-pointer. Well, he missed his first 4, but after the block and a good hustle by Brown to get the ball and to pass it over to Felding, Felding drilled the 3. Brown looks like he's come off worse for wear, chasing that ball to pass it to Felding. He went out of bounds and he's limping, so he's probably going to come out. Hopefully he'll be okay, but it doesn't look good, does it? You'd hate for him to have gotten hurt. Oh. I don't know that it was the collision with the table. It could be that he landed awkwardly. Hopefully there's not going to be a problem there. It might be that he's kind of aggravated the previous injury. It's good to see him kind of jog off the court, but he's obviously feeling pain. You wonder if he's even going to come back tonight. He's been a real battler tonight for Hapoel. So not a good development at all. He's got 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Plays with a lot of moxie. But right now he's feeling it, and it could be that he's going to go to the changing room to get checked out. Neptunas, meanwhile, misses with the 3. And while battling for the rebound, Conger called for the foul. It's the 3rd team foul on Hapoel. Jerusalem, who won 12 regular season games, but they are in a real dogfight here. Olasavicius, and the scrap for the ball, won by Hapoel. Ohayon, flat, excuse me, over to the corner, and it's good by Butler. And just like that, it's the visitors back in front by 6.
Hey! We're running, shooting 3-pointers is not working. We're still shooting 3-pointers, we're not making. So what we need to change? Be more aggressive, I think. Be more aggressive, not only 3-pointer. Again, 3-pointer, 3-pointer, 3-pointer. Now transition, too early. Under, screen, let's go regular, now.
Like transition with this way. You go aggressive, but come around you. This screen, like a transition, but we have come up and you don't have shots.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt Maksvitas because he was really telling you what we're going to see from Neptunas. I'd be surprised if we see any more three-pointers go up. See them get back to really going hard to the basket. Last sequence there from Hapoel. They scored the 6-point lead. There's Gaudicus. Surely he's not going to go up against Stoudemire. He does, and he missed the shot. He had a good look. So Butler's three-pointer. And before that, Feldines has restored the 6-point lead. Second foul on Dombrowskis. And a little bit of a shove with his right arm there on Blatt. Amazing how he's grown in stature so quickly. Blatt, son of David Blatt, obviously a well-known coach. Remember seeing pictures of Tamir Blatt when he was a little boy. His dad, David, was leading Dynamo St. Petersburg through an unbeaten season in the FIBA Europe Cup. And many years ago. And here he is now at the controls of this very explosive Hapoel team. Felding picks up his second foul. The big question is Tamir Blatt further along as a player than his dad was at the same age? And the ball goes off the hands of Nikaitis and out of bounds, and all of a sudden, alarm bells start ringing again here in Klaipeda for this Neptunas team. So a difficult last few minutes for Neptunas. Blatt. And this time Blatt falls down, and again, a little bit of a push on Dombrowskis. Looked like he was almost going down anyway. But he has gotten to the line for another couple of free throws. Well, with 9 points and 8 assists, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet that he's going to get his double-double tonight. He's got 10 points, so he just needs a couple of assists to ring up that points and assists double-double. Nikaitis puts it over to Gaudicus, over to Olasavicius. Well, they are going to take a three. And they were open. Blatt gets it back. Conger comes in from the right corner and is fouled by Olasavicius. So 3 fouls on Olasavicius sends him to the bench. Conger off target with the first at the line today. Hapoel Jerusalem had been perfect before that miss. They were 8 of 8, so now 8 of 9. And Conger does make the second. Dre Grant back into the game, and Galdikas goes out. Grant's inability to be a big factor offensively has certainly not helped tonight, Neptunas. Just 2 points. Renzo Williams gets it to Grant this time, and he goes up right on cue. His first field goal of the game. Add that to his 2 free throws. Grant guarding Blatt. He's getting around pretty well. Blatt puts up a 3 and missed. Did it glance off the rim? It must have. Ohayon, a little bit out of control, Ohayon. And with a minute to go now, a little bit more hope for Neptunas. Into the corner it goes. Galius can't get it to fall tonight. Now 2 of 9 from the floor, Galius. And from 3-point range, 0 for 5. Certainly not heeding the coach's instructions, you would think, with that one. And Butler puts up a 3 and misses. I would think that Delinikaitis is the one player that should have a green light no matter what from 3-point range. Other than that, take it inside. Neptunas going to try to hold it for 1 shot here with just a couple of seconds differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Grant gets it inside, makes it. Well, that was big. Ohayon rushes, crosses midcourt. Boy, he had a good look. It hit off the backboard in the rim, but it stayed out. That would have been a 3-pointer. But at the end of 3, it's Hapoel Jerusalem leading at 61-54. Well, the stats, same number of attempts from 3-point range for both teams, and 2 more have been made by this team right here, Hapoel, and that is basically the difference in the game. They're up 7. And look at some of the highlights. Another interesting aspect of this game is Hapoel's ability to get out on the break and score some easy ones. They've got 15 fast break points to just 6 for Neptunas, which is kind of their bread and butter. But where Neptunas have been better, you would say, has been getting production from their bench, scoring production. 22 points coming from the bench to just 11 for Neptunas. And the big difference, again, that 3-point shot, just those 2 more three-pointers that are made by Hapoel are the difference. And they've put up their share. They're not shooting it well overall, 26%. But that's better than the 17% for the home team. And we're not sure about Jacob Brown. He left with a knee injury. Will he be back? Is it serious? Could be that he's not going to reappear for this game. But with Jerry Grant getting involved, remember this is basically the first half of a game. You'll have this score, and then you'll add it to next week's score, and that will give you the winner of this round of 16 tie. These teams will meet next week, also on Wednesday. That'll be in Jerusalem. And that didn't look quite right, did it, on Galius, who shuffled his feet and turned it over. He's out there for his energy, his defense, his rebounding. And usually his scoring, but he's not able to put the ball in the basket tonight. So foul called as they dump the ball down low to foul called on Lorenzo Williams as they get the ball inside to Stoudemire. Stoudemire turns, goes hard to the basket. He's blocked and fouled. Dre Grant called for that foul. And Stoudemire, who was involved in one of the flash points in this game when he got the technical and started waving his arms at the fans, makes his first free throw. That's his first point of the game, if you can believe it. And misses the second one. So not a typical Amari Stoudemire night tonight here in Klaipeda. And then Akaitis behind the arc, he's going to launch it, and it's going to rattle out. Ohayon, good rebound for Grant, who's showing signs of life here in every regard. Williams goes behind his back and is fouled by Ohayon. Well, Tenerife trailed by 16 points at halftime of their game against Prometheus. That is the biggest deficit they've ever faced in the Basketball Champions League. They've never trailed by that many points before in their 3 seasons. That's incredible, isn't it? That's how good Prometheus have been tonight. Tony Mayer with 4 first-half three-pointers in that game. But that was effectively the first quarter when you think about the overall tie situation. They'll play the second half now, and then they'll play again next week in Tenerife, where the first ever Basketball Champions League Final Four was staged. That was won by Beer Star Tenerife in 2017. What a great place that is, Tenerife. But Klaipeda is also a great place, especially if you love basketball. Now, over to Williams. And they are settling for jump shots, despite the instructions from the coach. Of course, Hapoel perhaps more than happy for them to take those threes rather than letting them get it inside, so it's an easier decision to make. Oh, good help defense, or good defense rather, from behind by Delanakaitis. Over to Lorenzo Williams. Still can't get it to go. And Delanakaitis then knocks it out of the hands but commits the foul. Well, Jacob Brown has returned to the bench, but he's got his top on. I don't know if that means he's not coming back in. But at least he's come back to the bench, I think, which is probably a good sign for his knee in the third quarter. Now Stoudemire fouled as he goes to the basket. So Grant picks up his second foul, and you can see he's working hard. Stoudemire makes the first. Second one is good. So Stoudemire now with 3 points. Mashulis comes back in for Glenakaitis. So the biggest three-point threat has retreated to the bench here 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. And it's a 10-point lead for this Neptunas Klaipeda team. There's Mashulis. He's going to launch one. And Galius with the rebound, but he gets a basketball sandwich served up by Stoudemire. It's another reason why you don't go inside right now. Williams. He tries to make the bounce pass to Grant. And now Felding flies in, misses the shot. But he was fouled by Weaver. And they're wondering if the basket's going to count, if there was goal interference. Did he hit the backboard? Because if he did, oh no, he did not. Well, Grant takes a seat, and Galdicus comes back in. Felding sinks the first one. It's been feast or famine for this Neptunas team tonight. They've been either very good or very bad. And right now they're in a very bad phase. And, you know, some of that goes down to Hapoel, how well they're playing. But it's a 12-point game here. 12-point lead for Hapoel Jerusalem. Galius. This little space. Weaver. Back to Galius, who takes a little mid-ranger. And he was fouled while attempting the jump shot by Felding. Galius at the free throw line tonight, 1 of 2. Makes the first. Well, Hapoel played Liet Kabelis, who also from Lithuania in the regular season, and won both of those games. It could be that they're going to get a third scalp tonight. Galius makes both free throws. Still a long way to go in this one. 7 minutes. And the drive, and the basket is good from Thomas, who's been quiet since that first quarter. Galius pulls up, and another. Well, he's starting to heat up finally. It's taken a while. 9 points for him. He's 3 of 11. First field goal in a while. Blatt gets it to Stoudemire. Stoudemire goes to work. Scores over Galdicus. Galdicus at the stripe. Well, they don't want to trade baskets. They got to get stops at this end. But Hapoel, I think they would settle for a 10-point win if they could get it here in the opening leg. Blatt to Thomas. Hands it off to Conger. Now back to Blatt. Offensive foul called on Stoudemire. Setting the pick. Sends Galis down, crashing on the hardwood. 4 fouls on Stoudemire. Just got in there a little too late, did Stoudemire. And without him protecting the rim, that makes getting to the basket a little bit easier for this Neptunas team. Galis, meanwhile, goes out of the game to catch his breath. Played his best basketball in the last minute and a half or so. So it could be that he'll come back in the next opportunity. Delanakaitis back in, sitting in the right corner. Weaver gets to the rim and scores. Much better for Neptunas. And it's back to single digits now, the deficit. Blatt. Whips the pass over to Thomas. Good hands by Weaver, almost getting the turnover. And good defense by Neptunas. Now on the open floor, Weaver. Delanakaitis. Good hustle by Thomas to get back and play defense. And Butler and Weaver run into each other. Weaver goes down. Butler claiming he's trying to get a simulation, trying to get a foul. There was a foul, however, called on Owens. 3 fouls on him. Timeout on the floor. 4:49 remaining, and Hapoel Jerusalem lead it 70-62.
Get the ball, pass inside. First, you go fake pick. Simas rolling down, taking out the block. You go to the right side till there.
The chance points. That's an interesting stat, isn't it? It's kind of helped them hang around.
Right side, okay?
James Felding has 11 points, and it's interesting that he scored an average of 17.8 per game in his last 6 away appearances in the Basketball Champions League. Could be that he's going to pour in a few points here over the final 4 minutes. Weaver drives in. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Galdica scraps and gets it back. Weaver claiming he was fouled on the attempt. Didn't see a foul. But Max Vitas wants the penetration. He wants the drives. Galdica puts up a short jumper. Surely they can get a better shot than that. And now Owens called for another foul. That's number 4. He's got to watch it. He doesn't want to get a technical. He comes out of the game. Nope, he's not going to come out. They've already called a couple of technicals tonight on Hapoel, and after the foul by Owens, he's indeed going to go to the bench. Looked like he was about to get teed up. Okay, so that's you're allowed to react probably like that. But if you keep, oh, he has been slapped, yeah, because he kept protesting. And the difficulty is for Owens, I mean, he probably feels like he's been on the wrong end of a few calls tonight, but simply just cannot show up the ref. They've made that abundantly clear tonight. 70-63 now after the Delinakaitis free throw. See if the technical has the same effect that it had in the first half when Stoudemire and then the bench picked up technicals. And Neptunas went on a run. Here's Weaver. Oh, he gets rejected by Thomas. Not in my house, he says. Look at this. Weaver's going to try it again. And he penetrates and this time gets a foul call, so he will go to the line. The one thing you have to say about Weaver, even though he's struggling to put the ball in the basket tonight, at least he's going hard to the basket and trying to make things happen. But on the night, Weaver just 2 of 9 from the floor. He's missed all 3 of his shots from three-point range. And he's got a couple turnovers. Hasn't been his best game. Schultz goes out. Galius comes back in. And Stoudemire also comes back in for the stretch run here in this fourth quarter. So Weaver at the line makes his first, averaging 11.1 points per game in the regular season, 3.4 rebounds and 3.4 assists. And actually finished the season strong. 12, 14, 16, 15, 12 points in his last 5 basketball Champions League games. They could certainly do with him heating up now. Back to a 5-point game. Blatt. Is he able to get it to Stoudemire? Stoudemire's going to set the pick. Now he rolls. And the pass, well, Neptunas knew that was coming. If I knew it was coming, they certainly did. Here's Galius for 3. And continues to struggle with that 3-point shot. I think you got to find Delinakaitis and let him launch it. Blatt, meanwhile, puts it up from deep. And the ball bounces out. And the scramble, Felding comes up with it. And is there a resetting of the shot clock issue? Katash not believing it. It looked like certainly that's what McVidas was appealing for. Okay, so Max Vitas is going to talk to his players here for a second. So just trying to get on top of what this current situation is. So they're going to say there's going to be 14 seconds to reset on the shot clock. Delinakaitis trying to knock the ball away. Felding steps back for 3. Good! Well, Felding, you know he's going to get his points. We talked about how many he's averaged on the road in the last several games. More than 17. Now Delinakaitis gets it right back. 16 points. Look at the numbers. All 4 of 8 from deep. Now Thomas goes in for the dunk, and he is fouled. Put that on the highlight reel. Goodness me, look at that. That's not the first time he's done that as well tonight. Elias picks up the foul. And he has got great length, doesn't he? That ball is way above the rim. Frustrating night for Neptunas coach Mexvidas. And at least Stoudemire goes out and Conger is back in. I say at least because of the rim protection. And Thomas does not make the free throw. However, it's Butler that is able to beat Neptunas to the ball. Neptunas just couldn't pick it up. Laimonas Kisielius coming back in on the next dead ball for Neptunas. Oh, the fake, and again! Back-to-back dogs for Thomas. Wow. Likes to throw it down with a little bit of anger, doesn't he? Look at this. Timeout on the floor.
So you didn't see that screen is coming. You didn't see each other. Dunk, please. This 35, so please don't overplay him. Keep in front, help and box out. Why are you overplaying against him? Go with the dunk.
Rebounding.
Are you stupid?
Being won really by Hapoel.
And it's still different. Don't overplay.
Well, it's a 9-point lead for Hapoel, and the inability to get the rebound on the missed free throw comes back to hurt him there. Pass to Kisielius, who gets it to Grant, and he's fouled. So now he will go to the line to foul Butler. But Butler did it. 3 fouls on him. Butler's got 12 points and 8 rebounds. Solid effort from him tonight. And a solid effort from all of these guys. 14 and 6 for Feldine. 14 and 6 for Thomas. 12 points and 8 rebounds for Butler. Blatt has his double-double, 11 points and 10 assists. And even though the numbers aren't great for Stoudemire tonight, he still had an impact on this game. Stoudemire on the bench right now with 5 points, 5 rebounds, a couple blocks, and some intimidation. Grant rattles them in. Gets you back to a 7-point game. Every point matters. Every second. Both of these teams know it. Kisielius trying to force a turnover. Conger has it. Neptunas want to chase it, but here's Feldine. This is where he likes to shine. Little runner. And Grant, quick pass over to Dombrovskis. Good job by Blatt to get back on D. Now Grant, quick pass, and goes off the hands of Feldine. Chance of Lietuva here in Klaipeda. That's the native language, Lithuanian, for Lithuania. Ball inbounded to Weaver, guarded by Conger. And then Weaver just loses it. Put himself in a spin cycle and couldn't control the ball. 12th turnover of the game for Neptunas. Conger tries to go baseline. Over to Ohayon for 3. Good. Oh, that's a killer. Also a 5-point swing when you add in the turnover by Weaver. Williams puts it up from the corner, gets it right back. How many times have we seen that tonight? One team hits a three and the other one answers. So a 7-point game here with 1:07 remaining. Conger goes out. Thomas goes out. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor to set the stage for the final minute, 7 seconds. In the other game that's underway right now, Prometheus leading at 57-45 at the end of the third quarter. So they haven't been able to put the result beyond doubt. Tenerife just trying to hang around. Here's the assist numbers tonight, not bad. Very even.
Offense, defense, so if offense, the go face down, and here black, only with the J black, 1-4 switch, okay? If they go
steals
left
for
from this
Neptunas.
time, they go black. Black with J, Lorenzo.
Go Jay and we post up Amave. Take a shot. Hey, go left this. Just hang up with James and then you can.
So the ball inbounded. And Butler to Stoudemire, who goes to work on Grant. And then coming down to double team was Weaver. And the pass to Grant. And then his pass almost intercepted, and Weaver, and again, it must be the 5th time Neptunas in such a rush trying to get something quickly. They either take a bad shot or they don't even get a shot. So that was a wasted opportunity. Ohayon back to Feldine. Oh, he just loves the late game, doesn't he? Another three for James Feldine. The pride of New York City, Santo Domingo, and also Jerusalem. Back to a 10-point lead for Hapoel. Feldine tonight, 18 points. We talked about him averaging 17, more than 17 over his last 6 away games in the Basketball Champions League. And he's got 17 right now. He's 18 efficiency. 3 more threes for Hapoel, and that's basically the difference in the game.
You get the ball, Thomas.
Well, some long looks on the faces of the Neptunas players and the coach. They've been in a real battle tonight, and really I think at their start was what really cost them. They came out flat, and even though they came back, they just kind of fallen flat again in that third quarter. And now a foul called on Thomas. I'm not sure that's what Hapoel needed. Stop the clock and put Kisielius on the line, especially the way Neptunas have shot their free throws. Shooting 21 of 23 tonight, 91.3%. Thomas goes over to the bench. He has 4 fouls. Well, I jinxed him. Just the 3rd miss of the night at the free throw line for Neptunas. And it's by Kisielius, who that was his first attempt. So 9 points, the deficit for Neptunas. Some full court pressure, and they break it with ease. Now the ball's in the hands of Blatt. Stoudemire over to Butler and hits a 3. Boy, that's not what the doctor ordered for Neptunas. And another foul called on Butler, which puts Neptunas on the free throw line. But Hapoel also might get another possession. Weaver misses his first now. It's been a tough night at the office for him. He's got 8 points, but he's 2 of 9 from the floor. He had been 4 of 4 at the line. He's missed all 3 of his shots from deep. Got 3 turnovers. This is both. And Felding will get one last look. No, it's going to be Blatt, and that's about the only good thing you could say about that last sequence for Neptunas, the last few minutes. They didn't give away a 3-pointer right at the buzzer. So Hapoel Jerusalem, they have their biggest margin of their lead of the game. That ends up being the final margin of this first leg, 86-74. They'll take a 12-point lead into that second leg. Intense battle tonight. And that round of 16 is proving to be a tough round for Neptunas. Remember, they got to the round of 16 in the first 2 editions, and they've done it again this year. They lost in the round of 16 in the first 2 editions of the Basketball Champions League, and now they've got to overcome a 12-point deficit in Jerusalem. And that's going to be anything but easy. Looking at the numbers, and again, the 3-point shooting for Jerusalem marginally better. They did turn it over 19 times. Just the execution wasn't quite there tonight. And again, as Stilinikaitis had 16 points, Felding finished as the game's leading scorer with 17. I think Neptunas had some opportunities tonight, but they were just in a little bit too much of a rush in some of those key moments. Butler finished with 15 points, Thomas 14, and Tanner Blatt had 11 points and 10 assists. So good night at the office for him. Butler and Tashawn Thomas, each the highest rated efficiency-wise for Hapoel, and Felding was just one notch below them. So 86-74, Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem win it. The opening leg of the round of 16 at Neptunas Klaipeda, and now the highlights. And even though they got the block there, the hustle from Brown, where he got injured, ended up getting the ball to Felding, I think it was Felding, who hit the three-pointer. There's extra effort points, extra effort that really helped this Hapoel team tonight. And also the fact that this Neptunas team, while they came back, they also were a little bit in too much of a hurry at times. Thomas was terrific. Maybe his slam dunk when he was fouled was the play of the game. That was one of Weaver's few bright spots offensively tonight. Able to get the ball inside. And that was when Thomas got a block on him. Felding came to life really in the fourth quarter and finished 3 of 7 from three-point range. Remember, he came in shooting just over 40% from long range in the Basketball Champions League, so he was right on that. Shot 42.86% tonight. And then Thomas with that amazing dunk going right down the lane. And, you know, that's one difference, really. Jure Grant, they need so much from him, Neptunas, but he got it going a little bit late and finished with 8 points and 8 rebounds. Steal and a block. But they need a little bit more from him. And they certainly need more from Weaver. Nikaitis was 4 of 8 from three-point range. But overall, Hapoel the better team tonight. So next Wednesday, they will start with a 12-point lead. And that was the final three-pointer for Butler, the icing on the cake. Owens, who lost his cool tonight, got a technical foul, received some hugs. A job well done by the team from Israel here in Klaipeda tonight. So one final time, Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem win it, 86-74 at Neptunas Klaipeda. They'll do it again next week with a spot in the quarterfinals at stake. 12-point lead on aggregate right now for Hapoel Jerusalem.